You know, it's great to win tournaments. It's a lot of fun. You know, sometimes the feeling of winning only lasts a few seconds, and you know the show goes on, and that's just how it is.
Scottie Scheffler got really existential near the end of his press conference today, and his answers to the last few questions were some of the most interesting stuff I've ever heard from a professional athlete talking about success.
You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point?
We've heard other guys that reach a high level of success struggle with this. You know, what happens when you get to the top of the mountain? It's a natural thing to wonder when you achieve this level of excellence. Scottie was really insightful, talking about just how fleeting it is, the joy that comes from a victory.
What is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like, why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know?
I would say sometimes when we hear guys talk about this, there's a real struggle. There's maybe a lack of balance in their life. With Scottie, that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case. He seems to have a good amount of perspective on this. He always reiterates that this is not his priority. This is not the most important thing in his life.
I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life, or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife or with my son, you know, that's going to be the last day that I play out here for a living.
Still, it is interesting to see and hear someone who's the best at what they do in the entire world grapple with what that means. Go to a lot of these press conferences, now and then you hear something special, interesting that jumps out, and that was definitely the case today.
What I'm trying to say is, this is not the place to look for your satisfaction. This is something that's where you can have a great appreciation for and a great amount of thankfulness for being able to do this. And it's, I mean, like I said, it's literally one of the most fun things that I can do in my entire life. I love being able to come out here and play golf and compete. But at the end of the day, it's just not what satisfies me.